guys, I'm Amy Weaver. Welcome to my channel. I am here with my girls again and we are going to be baking today. So I wanted to make a recipe that I really love. It's for a coffee cake and it's my favorite coffee cake recipe. I got it from my mom, who got it from her sister Susie, who's from Ohio, and we live in the Lancaster County area of Pennsylvania, but my mom is from Ohio, the Holmes County area, and that is where we lived when I was younger, and I always love to go visit there, and I always get a ton of great recipes from my relatives there. So this is one of them, and my girls are going to be helping me today. The coffee cake is made with yeast, but it's very easy to do, so don't be intimidated by that. And it has a cream filling in the middle of it, so it makes it super, super yummy. Your kids will love it if you have kids. So let's get started. You guys ready? Okay, so we're gonna get started here. We're gonna mix some warm water with the yeast. So you can pour the water in here, and you wanna make sure it's not too hot, but that it's warm enough to activate the yeast. And then we need a tablespoon of yeast. And this is active dry yeast. I'm gonna pour that in there. This is what it looks like. And we'll just let that mix and set for about 5 minutes or so until the yeast is ready to go. Okay, so the yeast is ready to go. So we're just going to mix all of the other ingredients into the bowl with this. So it's half a cup of sugar. Is that in your baking? It's just dump the whole thing. A teaspoon of salt. Do you need a teaspoon of salt? There you go. Make sure you fill it the whole way. Yep. And then 2 beaten eggs. Avery, can you beat the eggs? That's good. And then a cup of warm milk, which I need to warm this up. Okay, so we warmed up the milk and we're gonna pour that in there. And then half a cup of melted butter, which is right here. Pour that in. Okay, that already looks good. And then 3½ cups of flour. And this is bread flour. Mix that up for me. Okay, so I'm going to put some plastic wrap over it and put it in my oven. I didn't turn my oven on, it's just a warm spot in my kitchen. And we'll let it rise for about an hour or so. Now we are going to be making the cream for the inside of the coffee cake. And you actually cook milk and flour together for this and let it cool and then mix the rest of the ingredients. So we're going to be mixing a cup of milk and 5 tablespoons of flour and just heating it up and cooking it until it thickens, and then we'll turn the heat off and put it in the fridge so that it cools down. Okay, you can pour that in. Tablespoons of flour. Do you want to get a spoon to mix it? Or actually just use a whisk here.
Should I whisk it as you pour it?
Yeah. You can see it's getting thicker. Can you show the camera? It's getting thicker, so we can just turn the heat off now. It's been about an hour and we're going to see if the cake has risen. Yes, it has. It has risen quite a bit. So we want to divide it into 2 cake pans, and we need to make some crumb to put on top, and then we're going to let it rise for 45 more minutes. So we need to spray these. Can you shake it first?
You have to shake it? I never shake it.
You should. Go ahead.
Don't spray it too much.
So we need to stir this.
Oh, can I?
Well, this is a little bit trickier.
A little bit?
Okay, you want to a little bit? It's kind of fun. Don't stir it too much. Just get the sides.
Looks like
Cut off the sides. Good job. Okay, now we can put it into the pans. It's very doughy. Smells great, doesn't it? Smells like bread. We are making our crumb topping for the cake. So I have some melted butter. I have 4 tablespoons of melted butter. We're going to add half a cup of brown sugar to it. Yeah. There you go. And then half a cup of flour.
Can I do that? No.
There you go.
You just
And then a teaspoon of cinnamon. Can you get a teaspoon of cinnamon? And then we'll mix it up. I have the crumb mixture mixed up here, and we're just going to put it right over top of the cakes, like this. And I forgot to mention before that this actually makes 2 separate cakes, so we'll cut each of these in half and it will make 2 separate coffee cakes. Okay, I'm going to cover these and we'll let them rise for another 45 minutes. The coffee cakes have risen, and now I'm going to just put them in the oven at 350 for about 28 minutes. We are ready to make the frosting now. So we have our thickened milk, and first we need to beat butter, shortening, sugar, and vanilla together in a mixing bowl until it's nice and creamy. So we need half a cup of butter that is softened, and I just let this set out for a couple of hours, and half a cup of shortening, and then a cup of sugar, and a teaspoon of vanilla. We beat the frosting for about 10 minutes, and it's a really good frosting that's not super sweet. It doesn't have a ton of sugar in it, and the thickened milk just gives it a really creamy texture. So we are done with the frosting, and now we're just waiting for the cake to get done. The coffee cakes are done, and they look amazing.
Oh my goodness.
So good. This is what the coffee cakes look like now, just coming out of the oven. They look so good. We're just waiting for them to cool down, and then we will put frosting in the middle. The cakes have cooled and we are ready to cut them. We lost Violet. She got a little bored. This is a longer process than a normal coffee cake because you have to let it rise a few times, so she got tired of it and abandoned us. But okay, so I want to just cut these in half this way, and then we'll put filling in the middle and put the top part back on. There we go. And then we can put frosting on it. This frosting is so light and fluffy. You definitely need to try it.
Looks like whipped cream.
Yeah, it does look like whipped cream. It's because it has so much milk in it. It tastes a lot like whipped cream. It's a cake that's tastes a little bit like bread because it has yeast in it, so it gives it some extra flavor. So it's not super cakey. It's kind of like a cross between a bread and a cake. I think that's what I love about it. Okay. we're gonna try some. It looks so good with the cream in the middle. You try it?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Oh my goodness. It is so good. It's really light and fluffy and a little bit warm yet. You guys need to try this. It is worth the effort.
It's so good.
Yeah. Oh my word. That is so good. Okay, one more.